Arthur Abraham versus Paul Smith, the rematch. To me, this is a pick'em fight. It's a 50-50 fight. The first fight was very close. Some people thought that Smith edged it. Some people thought that Abraham edged it. What's interesting is that Abraham and Sauerland believed that the first fight wasn't even close. They actually thought that Abraham won it convincingly and there was no controversy at all. And that apparently was the consensus view over in Germany, that there was no controversy about the decision. I remember Sauerland saying that one of the judges' scorecards was too wide, but that the result was perfectly fine and Abraham really won the fight by at least 2-3 rounds. I disagree with that. I think the fight was very, very close. I think Abraham did very little in most of the fight, and the rounds that he did win, he was just barely scraping the rounds. And you could say the same about Paul Smith as well. But going into the rematch, Smith has the confidence of a man who knows he can mix it at that level. He has the confidence of a man who's already been to Abraham's backyard and given a very good account of himself. He's tasted Abraham's punching power. He knows what Abraham can do. He knows Abraham's style. So I expect to see a better performance from Paul Smith this time. But hopefully, at least from the perspective of Paul Smith, it won't be a more reckless performance. Because he believes that he can beat Abraham, maybe he will go for the stoppage this time. Maybe he'll try and do what Stieglitz did to Arthur Abraham in one of their fights. Rush him, open up, and just try and overwhelm him and stop him. Because Abraham's stamina, I think, has to be called into question. Yes, he's been 12 rounds loads of times, but only because he has such a low work rate these days. You know, Abraham fights used to be a situation where he starts off very slow, does literally nothing for the first 3-4 rounds, and then he starts throwing punches. So he really plans the fight strategically and paces himself. But these days, he doesn't tend to do that. He's actually tending to fight in spurts for the entirety of the fight, rather than starting as slow as he used to. He does throw shots early on, but only in spurts, and does that throughout the whole fight. Whereas previously it was no punches at all for the first few rounds, and then he starts letting go with shots. A pretty good regularity. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of strategy Abraham comes up with this time, whether he tries to do nothing early in the fight and then come on strong, very strong late in the fight, or whether he tends to do what I just described. Nonetheless, you have to question the guy's ability in terms of his stamina. So there is a window of opportunity there for Paul Smith, I believe. I think he's probably got a better engine at this stage, and he's probably able to work for 3 minutes of a round much better than Abraham is. So, but will he need a knockout to win the fight? Given the fact that the first fight was close, but the judges didn't have it close, and Cali, and what's the other Sauerland guy called? I can't remember, but the Sauerlands and Abraham didn't think the fight was close. Maybe Paul Smith thinks he needs a KO. Maybe he's going to be reckless because of that. Maybe he'll get caught himself. Who knows? It's a 50-50 pick'em fight. That's how I see it. And, whatever, man. Whoever's going to win is going to win. I can't really split them, to be honest with you. I mean, I'd probably lean towards Abraham just because of the fact of what happened in the first fight. Smith is not going to get any favors from the judges. Abraham is tough. Yeah, he'll probably win a fight on points again, even if he doesn't deserve it. So that's going to be my prediction. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think is going to happen. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.